Good morning and welcome to another Yoga by Beka, Yoga at Home. If you would like to practice and learn yoga along with me, let's start out on our mat and get started. My name is Beka and I am in my late 40s and I love yoga. It really heals my emotions, my emotional mind, as well as my physical body. So let's start off just taking some very deep, long, slow breaths, regulating our body, setting the rhythm of our practice, and just relaxing. Do some head rolls if that's comfortable for your neck. First slowly in one direction and then slowly in the other direction, releasing any and all tensions you may be feeling. Squeeze your shoulders up to meet your ears and then relax them backwards and roll them down. Inhale, squeeze your shoulders to your ears. Exhale, relax, roll them back and away. Place one hand to your side and reach your other hand over to get a deep side body stretch. Breathing in and breathing out deeply. Feel the stretch from your fingertips all the way down to that hip bone. Meet your hands together in the air and switch sides, reaching over the opposite side into a deep side stretch. If you feel that opposite hip and butt wanting to raise up off the mat, just focus on grounding down when you reach over. Back to center, arms up. Clasp your hands and turn them inside out. Reaching for the sky. Twist in one direction. Grab that knee and place the hand behind you to get a good spinal twist and look over your shoulder behind you. Breathing in and breathing out. Now back to center, arms up into the sky, clasp your hands, turn them inside out, and twist to the other side, looking over, placing your opposite hand to the knee, your back arm reaches behind you, and look over your shoulder if that's comfortable for your neck, getting the deepest spinal twist possible. Breathing slowly in and out. Syncing your movements up with your breath. Now on your mat, widen your legs a bit. Draw your knees up and let's open up our hips with some windshield wiper movements. Pardon my cat Stella. She's pretty jealous of objects that capture my attention that aren't her and likes to do some interference. Windshield wiper those knees though, side to side. After a bit, let's get into our tabletop position and let's warm the wrists up by doing a bit of a figure 8. Trying to introduce as much movement as possible in my hips and spine, as well as warm up those wrists. And there's Stella again. Sorry. Continue to rock back and forth, warming up your wrists. Now you're going to take your hands and place your fingertips towards each other and rock side to side. Go softly and gently so as not to pull or disturb anything important in those wrists and arms. Breathe in and out on the rhythm of your breath and be completely in tune with your body, moving as your body gives you access to. Now straighten up those fingertips to go towards the front of the mat, and let's get into cat-cow on the rhythm of your breath. So you can breathe in deeply, arch your back, exhale into a cat position, inhale into cow, exhale into cat. Your hips should be stacked above your knees, your wrists stacked underneath your shoulders. Back into neutral tabletop position. Reach one arm high to the sky, opening up your chest center, and then thread the needle through, lying your ear on the mat, and then take your top arm and reach it towards the front of your mat. Melt down into this pose, enjoying the stretch in your shoulders, your upper back muscles. Lift your arm up to the sky, opening your chest, and then thread the needle, pull it through. Lower your ear to the mat. Take your top arm and extend it out to the front of your mat, enjoying this great stretch for the upper shoulder area and your upper back. Slowly move your hand upwards to your face to lift your body up off the mat back into tabletop position. Rock forward slightly and then lower your elbows and your front body down to the mat. Straighten the backs of your legs and get into a lying position. Put your elbows stacked underneath your shoulders and lift your upper body up into Sphinx position. Breathing in and breathing out. Do a few shoulder rolls where you let your shoulders meet your ears and then relax them back and let them fall away so that your chest is somewhat opened up. Lift your body up into a tabletop position and then sway your weight backwards towards your feet, then frontwards over your wrists a few times. Straighten out one back leg and then lean forward and then backwards, introducing a stretch to the back of that extended leg. To intensify the stretch, when you're rocking backwards, lift the other knee off the ground. Rock back and forth on the breath, then return back into tabletop, extending the opposite leg now, rocking forward, bringing those shoulders over your wrists, then shifting your weight backwards on the back of that extended heel to deepen the stretch. Lift your knee off the ground as well. You'll feel this in the back of your leg. Breathing in and breathing out. Now get into tabletop position. Sit back on your heels. Extend your legs out with your fingers tented, introducing a stretch and tension along your arms. After stretching out those arms and shoulders, relax your hands, and I like to place my hands back behind me to lay next to my feet into the most comfortable child's pose ever. Letting all of my worries melt away into the ground, breathing in good, pure energy, exhaling any stress, fears, or anxieties. Push yourself up into tabletop again. Extend your feet out into plank, tuck your tail under, and push the ground away with your arms and your feet. Stay here for a deep breath, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly shift your weight to the backs of your heels into your downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Baby step your feet up to meet your hands into forward fold position. Grab opposite elbows with your hands and just sway back and forth, letting the weight of your upper body and your head and your neck just fall away down to the earth. Now release your arms, take a breath in, and straighten your legs. Step 1 foot backwards, bend that knee into a low lunge. Catch a wave and breathe upwards, raising your hands to the sky. Clasp your hands together, flip your hands inside out, and slowly reach behind you, looking up to the sky, introducing an arch. Breathing in and breathing out. Now straighten back upwards, release your hands to frame your foot. Straighten that front leg forward into a half split, at first pointing the toe. Now to get a deep stretch in the back of your leg, point your toes to the sky in a flex position, breathing in and breathing out. And then when ready, lower your torso against the top of your thigh to deepen the stretch. Now slowly lift yourself back up when ready. Straighten that front leg again. Slide it forward back into your low lunge. And then step your back foot up to meet your front foot. Relaxing again into a frontward fold. Take a moment, then extend the opposite leg behind you into a low lunge. Catch a wave and raise your arms up into the sky on an inhale. Clasp your hands, turn them inside out. And then exhale and slowly look behind you, arching your back slightly, looking up to the sky. Now release your hands to frame your foot. Scooch your front foot forward into a point, into your half split. After several moments of breaths, to get a deep stretch in the back of your leg, flex your foot and point your toes towards the heavens. On an inhale deep, then exhale and lower your torso to touch the top of that thigh. Slowly look up, point that toe, slide it inwards back into your low lunge. Lift the back knee off the mat, step up to meet your other foot. Exhale into your forward fold. Breathe in and do a halfway lift. Then exhale and forward fold back down again. Place your fingertips on the mat and slowly lift up a little bit. Now jump your legs back into a plank position, tucking your tailbone, focusing on pushing the floor away, keeping a strong core. Breathing in and breathing out. Lower the knees down into tabletop. Shift your weight slightly forward, bending your elbows, and with control, slowly lower yourself down. Straighten out your legs into sitting or laying position. Now, your elbows are going to be underneath of your shoulders stacked with your chest open into Sphinx pose. Lift yourself up into tabletop position. When ready, lift your hips up and back, placing your body weight on the back of your heels into downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Your legs can be bent, and your heels do not have to touch the mat if it's not comfortable. Look forward and shift your body weight up and hop up to your feet to meet in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Lift halfway up, then exhale and melt back down. Step opposite leg behind you, lower that knee into a low lunge. Shuffle your front foot to the side of the mat and your back leg into a deeper lunge as we transition into lizard lunge. Try to lower your torso deep into the earth by lowering your elbows. When ready, lift yourself back upwards. Breathing in and breathing out. Shift back into your low lunge, but heel toe your front foot to the opposite side of your mat, then lay your knee down. Pivot on your hips to where both hip points are facing the top of the mat and relax into pigeon pose. Supporting your body with your fingertips on your mat, but then when ready, slowly lay your body down over that front leg. When ready, slowly lift your torso up. Shift your body weight onto your arms. Pull up with that back leg so that you can take your front leg, transition it to the back into your plank position. Lower your back knees down. Slowly then lower the front of your body down to the ground, melting slowly with control. And now you're in a laying position on your mat. Pull yourself up into Sphinx pose, opening up that chest with your shoulders rolled back. Then slowly extend your arms into Cobra. Slowly lower your torso back down. Push yourself up off the mat into tabletop pose. Lift your hips and legs up and transfer the weight to the backs of your legs and your heels into downward facing dog. Look forward and baby step your way or float your way up to meet your hands. On an inhale, lift halfway up. Then on an exhale, melt back down to the ground. Step one leg backwards. Now take that opposite leg and we'll do the other side. Get your foot to rest on the very edge of the mat. Lower that back knee down into lizard lunge. Try to get your torso to be as close down to the earth as possible. Bend your elbows and melt downward, downward, downward to get the deepest lizard lunge possible as your body allows you to. Don't push or force anything, but just explore and see how deeply you might be able to go. Lay here deeply into your lizard lunge. When ready, lift yourself back up. Lift that back knee up and take your front foot to the opposite side of your mat. Get your hip points to be pointed towards the front of your mat, supporting your body weight on your tented fingertips. But when ready, on an inhalation, breathe in deep, up tall, and then on an exhalation, bend your torso over that front foot, resting your elbows down, perhaps even making a pillow with your hands, and rest your forehead on your hands. Breathing in deeply, exhaling out of your nose deeply. When ready, lift the back knee up off the mat. Take your front leg to meet the other in the back, and you're now in plank position. Tuck your tailbone, push the ground away. Slowly lower your knees down. And then with control, lower yourself down to the mat. You're now going to put your arms on either side of you. Rest one breath. Now place them in front and do a cobra. Try to roll those shoulders back down your back. Slowly lower your body down. Lift back up into tabletop position. Now, with your hips above the knees stacked, slowly lower your front body down and reach your hands out to the front of the mat in puppy pose. This is an extreme stretch for your shoulders. You don't want to push anything, and make sure you have the right form. You can simply rest your chin on the mat. When ready, lift yourself back up into tabletop position. Open up those knees and then send your hips back, sitting back on your heels into child's pose. Stretch out those arms with tented fingers, maybe rock side to side on your hips, getting a bit of a massage. And then, of course, I like to curl into my favorite variation of child's pose, where I place my hands behind me next to my feet and just sit and repair from life. Breathe in deeply and then exhale, regulating the breath. Emptying your mind, focusing on your breath, letting every ounce of tension and every molecule of your body release and fall away into the earth. Breathe in and exhale. When ready, slowly lift yourself up. Stay in this seated position with eyes closed. Whenever you're comfortable, flicker your eyes open. Come back into reality. Breathing in and breathing out. Noticing the change of energy in the way your body feels. Rub your hands together. Thank you so much for doing yoga with me this morning. Have a great day.